Hello everyone, my name is Amber Brown. I'm an MDiv, and this is called A Disability Inclusion and Accessibility Journey, 10 Mindset Essentials. A former outdoor educator, I learned of the 10 Essentials, a list of tools crucial to the safety of any outdoor trip. I find this 10 Essentials model a wonderful framework for many fields and created 10 Essentials for mental health recovery that was informed by my lived experience and presented with positive feedback in undergraduate psychology courses. This presentation aims to encourage people to consider their perspectives on why, providing a guiding way through the wilderness of disability inclusion and community ministry. What are ways we can consider disability inclusion? The 10 essentials are, as you can see, imagination, intersectionality, nothing about us without us, dignity, hospitality or graciousness, inclusion, communication, a learner's mindset, adaptability, and celebration. First, I'd like to honor imagination. If you can imagine an accessible event and what it looks like, you realize that it starts with a goal, a hope, and a dream. A dream to be accessible and inclusive comes from within and then becomes external. And that is a very important process, that internal process that says, hey, we can do this. We hope to make this program or experience accessible for all. The next mindset essential is intersectionality, which is the theory by Kimberly Crenshaw that you can find in TED Talks and various places online. But it's to say that many people with disabilities within the disability community have different ability levels and different types of disabling illnesses. And also outside of the disability community, have many externally facing factors such as class, such as race, such as faith, and all sorts of different intersecting identities that can impact the success of your event. The mindset essential, nothing about us without us, is rooted in the history of disability inclusion. It honors the power of lived experience expertise that people bring to the table. Few people know everything about all accommodations, so remembering that their identity is their identity and your identity is your identity, then you can remember that bringing people to the table is so essential to this process, and having the honoring of intersectionality as the other mindset essential helps you really realize your dreams and hopes of having an accessible event. Essential dignity so that all may enjoy and thrive in your event or experience or ministry honors individuality and says that everyone has their own needs and can advocate for them themselves in whatever way that they can. So just ask before your event and remember that the dignity of each person is what you are honoring by doing so. The next one is hospitality, which honors graciousness and brings to mind the empowerment of forgiveness when we mess up, the empowerment of reconciliation, reaching out to say, hey, we messed up, and the hospitality of creating a welcoming environment throughout those three factors that really creates an opportunity to have an event that honors the roots and beauty of Unitarian Universalism and the hospitality that we seek to embody. The next thing is to remember inclusion, and that we should not be necessarily set apart, because the effort needs to be made to make experiences accommodating so that we can all be at the table, whether that's in a chair or a wheelchair, whether that's walking or using a crutch, whether that's with, something that you're hearing that others don't hear or seeing that others don't see, whatever it may be, whatever someone's illness or diagnosis is, they should be able, and we should be able to all work together and be in the same event. And that's why the success of your event really relies on asking beforehand about various things that people need. Next one is the communication, and everyone has their own needs and form of communication that works for them, and everyone can advocate for themselves, hopefully, and if they can't, ask. Like I said, we're just going to fold that one throughout this entire presentation, because the concept of asking people what they need and what they want in an event is such an important part of any event. The next thing is a learner's mindset. So acknowledging your growing edges as a planning committee and radically accepting your fear of messing it up. Some people fear messing it up, and that's okay. That's where graciousness comes in, and forgiveness and reconciliation and all of those pieces. It's where the opportunity comes to say, hey, how can we do this better next time? And that is such a beautiful thing to embody and to embrace. Adaptability and the almighty ability to pivot. I think of basketball, when a basketball player pivots and then is able to make a three-pointer or whatever shot they're making. The willingness to change what we thought would work is just like that of a basketball player. Go with the flow as much as possible. But here's a process to process your experience. Ask about people's needs. Prepare for the events. Check in again after the events, and then repeat. So this process can help you to remember that your event can be adapted to people's needs, and that is a beautiful and amazing thing. It can also be adapted for the next time after the event, so that every time you learn a little more, you grow a little more, and you can have that opportunity to keep including people. The last one is celebration. So celebrating for all those involved in the planning, for all those involved in the events, for the leaders of your event. It can be a great opportunity to practice joy and, the beauty of just celebrating what you've done and your accomplishments, and also remembering all of the other pieces too. That celebration is important, and so too is learning. How-to resources, because this didn't go into how to be accessible, there are some great resources online through the UUA's website and through Equal Access about including all and changing attitudes, as you can see by the description there. And I just invite you to go and try to find those resources and really have an opportunity to go through and figure out how these ones might prevent some of the things that you have, but always to remember that there are people at the table, and to remember the other mindset essentials where you can ask people what they actually need from your own communities. Thank you very much for sharing this time with me. My name again is Amber Brown, and my email address, if you want to reach out with any questions, is amber@mindfullyamberbrown.com. My link tree is there. Some other resources that I've created for my own career and life, and it's not necessarily about disability inclusion, but I'm happy to speak about this in any other setting that you might have. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for sharing today in this time.